This episode is brought to you by John Blake Sales Breakthrough Solutions, helping you to at least double the amount of leads that you get that convert into paying clients.
Welcome to the Master Dealmaker's Secrets podcast. And now, here's sales growth strategist, John Blake.
Welcome to Master Dealmaker's Secrets. I'm John Blake. This is episode 170. And what we're going to talk about today are the top podcasts, the top 10 podcasts for 2022. So really excited to have gone back and look at what were the most popular episodes for this year. And so, yeah, a really great shortcut to be able to go to the episodes that has proven to provide the most value for people. And I know that because I can see how many times that they've been listened to. But before we do that, what I want to do is direct you to a resource which I know will be really, really valuable to you. It is over at johnblakeaudio.com. And what you will find there are two things. There's a 15-minute audio training and a PDF that combined give you the exact step-by-step strategy that I use to convert people in your pipeline. So if you think about your CRM and you think about that proposal sent column, this is how to convert double the amount of those that are sitting there. So this is effectively how to double the amount of people that convert with the leads that you already have by going back to people that you spoke to, but they haven't converted yet. In my experience, this is the most low-hanging fruit in almost any business. And the strategy that you are going to learn at johnblakeaudio.com will allow you to do that. It'll give you the exact emails, the word-for-word emails, the word-for-word phone scripts, exactly what to say when you call them, exactly when to ring over a 90-day period to maximize every single inquiry that you've spoken to, that you've sent some sort of an offer to convert those into paying clients. So it's over at johnblakeaudio.com. Go grab it, put it into practice, and let me know how you go. Look forward to hearing from you. Righto. Okay, so the top podcasts for 2022. So I'm going to start from the bottom, and I'm going to work my way up to the top. So let me just make sure that there really are 10. Yep, there are. So the first, number 10, episode 157, is the 5 keys to avoid hiring a dud salesperson. So I have recently started providing a service to clients where I help them to screen the people that they are potentially looking to hire for sales, because there are a number of very, very different considerations that you need to think about if you are going to hire a salesperson. They are very different considerations to that of which you would be considering if you're hiring someone for marketing or for admin or for other tasks. The salesperson is a very, very different beast in terms of how you need to select them, how you need to induct them, and how you need to bring them on board in a way that it makes it easy to manage them and maintain them and get the most value out of having them on board in your business. So that's episode 157, the 5 keys to avoiding hiring a dud salesperson. Number 9 was $1 Million Relationships. So this was a podcast that I did with Kevin, a guy that I met from the States. And it's a really, really, really interesting conversation. It is... It actually gives you a pretty good insight into my background and how I got into sales. So it's at episode 156. Episode 154 is the top 5 personal development books that you need to have on your shelf that top performing salespeople have that others don't. That's a really good one because that they are super powerful resources. They are books that I've continually turned to over the 35 years that I've been in sales and business development. I think you'll get a stack out of that. Not necessarily the sales books, but the personal development books. So I think you'll get a stack out of that episode. That's episode 154. A lot of people who listen to the podcast want to know what we do over at Master Dealmaker Secrets. And effectively what we do is we work with sales professionals and business owners all over the world who are seeing massive increases in their top line sales revenue. So we help business owners and sales professionals to effectively focus on the three key drivers to growing sales revenue in your business. The first one is controlling the message that you send out into the marketplace so that potential clients see and hear and read what you do as an opportunity as opposed to your competitors. The second thing that we do is we help you to create a direct path to the 20% of your ideal clients that will deliver 80% of the revenue. So everyone knows the 80-20 rule. We help you to develop a direct path to the 20% of the people that are going to give you 80% of your sales revenue in your business. And the third thing that we allow you to do, that we create a process for, is for you to be able to double the amount of leads that you get that convert into paying clients. So if this is of interest, we do have an application-only process to become involved in this particular program. And to get to there, all you need to do is to go to johnblakescall.com. So it's JOHNBLAKESCALL.com, and there's a couple of questions to answer there. And then what you'll do is get on a quick conversation with me, and I can find out a little bit more about what you've got going on in your business and see potentially whether what you are doing would be a fit for what we could help you with. And at that point, I can extend an invitation if it's a fit, and you can make the choice to come on board or not. So that's the opportunity. That would be the next step if you're looking at how you can take things to the next level. If you're enjoying what you're hearing on the podcast, if you're getting value from it, I invite you to do that, and I will look forward to talking to you. The website is www.johnblakescall.com. Talk to you soon. The next one, which was 10987, the seventh most popular podcast, was the 5 big objections most buyers have, where we break those down and give you some specific things that you can do to get past those when you're in a conversation with a client. The 6th was how and why I got into sales. So $1 Million Relationships really talks about some of the key people, my key mentors. That's episode 156, which was the 8th one. The 9th one, about when I first got into sales. But the episode 153 sort of tells a little bit more about that particular story and how that all came about. Number 5 was episode 149, counterintuitive sales questioning. So some different questions that you can ask when you are talking to clients and it's, the better the questions that you ask, the better the responses that you will get. And the counterintuitive sales questioning is great because it's different to what people typically get when they deal with other salespeople. So it will set you aside from your competition, but it will really give you some powerful responses when you ask questions in this particular way. So that's episode 149. So counting down to number 4, which is episode 141, 4 sales question softeners. So how you can ask what would otherwise be confronting sales questions. And there's a couple of softeners, so some prefixes that you can use before you ask really any question that might otherwise be construed perhaps a bit harsh or a bit clangy. So how you can soften those questions and have the answers come more readily, and have less likelihood that the people that you're talking to will start to put up barriers. Number 3, episode 147, what motivates people to buy. I think that will also be a particularly powerful episode for you. Number 2, episode 148 is building a winning morning routine. So that was the second most popular podcast of 2022. And number 1, big drum roll, what you can and what you can and cannot control in sales. 150 is the number of that episode. So I'll just quickly reiterate them again from 10 through to 1. Episode 157, 5 keys to avoid hiring a dud salesperson. Episode 156, $1 million relationships. Episode 154, the top 5 personal development books that winners have on their shelves that other people don't. Episode 152, the 5 big sales objections that most buyers have. Episode 153, how and why I got into sales. Episode 149, counterintuitive sales questioning. Episode 151, 4 sales question softeners. Episode 147, what motivates people to buy. Episode 148, building a winning morning routine. And episode 150, what you can and cannot control in sales. So I hope that provides a bit of a cheat sheet for you to get to some of the gold that we've covered this year, and also want to take this opportunity to say thank you so much for listening. I very much appreciate it. I get lots of good feedback, and I really, really appreciate lots of people, everyone who really listens, and especially those that have given me a positive rating on iTunes and that have sent me messages to say that they enjoy listening. I've got a stack more where that came from, and I will no doubt talk to you on the next podcast.
You've been listening to Master Dealmaker Secrets with John Blake. Subscribe to get more in-depth strategies and maximize your sales process with new episodes every other week. And double your inquiry to sale conversion with the lead flow you already have. Go to johnblakeaudio.com for his exclusive, free, no-fluff audio training and companion PDF guide.